joined by head coach Nate Oats. Give it a second for the camera to get squared up, and we'll have coach make his opening statement. Good, coach, whenever you're ready.
So, first home game in SEC play against a tough team. I mean, South Carolina's only lost one game. They beat a good Mississippi State team. They're playing well. They took a lot of transfers, and so they're experienced. Clark Cooper, B.J. Mack, Miles Stewart, and we called on a couple of them. So, I think it goes without being said that experience helps you win games in college basketball, and they're a really experienced group. So, and they've got some scoring. I mean, Meechie Johnson, who was a transfer before that, we recruited him a little bit when he was up a high school player in Ohio, but him and Mark are two of the top three scorers in the SEC, so they've got tough guard play. We're going to have to do a great job defensively. And this is South Carolina's really good defensive team. I mean, they play a lot slower than we do. Their offense is efficient. Their defense is very good. I think they're top 20 in the country in scoring defense, holding teams down. So we're going to want to get it up and down. They're going to want to slow it down. We're going to have to do a good job, maybe playing with less possessions with how much they score down and being super efficient in the possessions we get, and then we got to do a great job on defense. But, we were fortunate enough to escape with a win against Vanderbilt. We're going to have to play a lot better moving forward to get wins in this league. I think you saw it first weekend. There's some teams playing some really good basketball in this league, and we didn't play particularly well, but we were fortunate enough to get the win. We're going to have to play a lot better here tomorrow night.
Thank you, Coach. Start with Charlie here on the right.
Yeah, hey Coach, you mentioned this being the first SEC home game. Looks like you guys had a pretty strong Alabama contingent in Nashville, and just what are you hoping to see from the crowd tomorrow night?
Yeah, I hope we get a lot of students. I know the first class is Wednesday, so I think it's perfect. They can get in, they got in this weekend or today or tomorrow, get a good basketball game under their belt before they go to class Wednesday morning. But it'd be great to see the student section packed. It'd be great to have a sellout for our first home SEC game. It's been a couple of years since we lost an SEC game at home, so we didn't lose one last year. So we need everybody to come out and just get the energy in the building, so our players play a little harder. Our players hopefully will be playing with max effort and giving the fans a show that they deserve to see when they come to watch us play.
Jump to the left side, Dave.
Yeah, Meechie Johnson, you talked about him, but I think he's top 75 in the country in fouls drawn for 40 minutes. I mean, what stands out about his ability to draw fouls?
Yeah, I mean, he's great with his shot fakes. He draws fouls on threes, shot fake, get a guy up, go into him, and he drives the ball with some force. I mean, Sears maybe drives it a little bit with some more physicality, but Meechie's probably a little better at getting guys up in the air on jumpers, like long twos, threes. And our guys got to be disciplined on not buying shot fakes, and we've had an issue with that in the past. So we've got to be very cognizant of the fact that he's going to shot fake a lot and try to draw fouls and then drive with some physicality and kind of push his way in there. So we got to do a good job of keeping our hands off, not putting our hands in, and letting him collect fouls.
Step left side, Joe.
First, congratulations on your Packers getting to the playoffs. But secondly, more importantly, on Saturday you talked about competitive spirit and basically coaching competitive spirit. In what ways are you working or simulating that in practice?
Yeah, I mean, our practices are all competitive. I made the point to the guys today. Last year when we get done with practice, Clowney would always go over to the board and we'd track blue collar points in practice, and he was, wanted to be winning the blue collar points every single day in practice. So then they got other guys competitive, so then Pringle's competing with them. We got to get a little bit more of that this year. We need some guys that want to really compete, be the hardest playing guy on the floor every time they're out there. I think Estrada crushed everybody today with the blue collar points in practice. But we need some guys that really praise other guys' effort plays and then want to get everybody's effort plays going up with a blue collar plays, screen assists, just stuff that makes the team better, that's not necessarily scoring. We need everybody to start recognizing more, want to do it more, be a great teammate, just things like that we're trying to emphasize.
Tony?
You guys have had such a tough schedule, but is there still an acclimation period with so many newcomers coming into the SEC, or do you guys kind of already handle that?
Man, it's a good question. I would think by this point in the year, we should be acclimated to playing with each other. But, sometimes it looks like maybe we're not. Now, we've also had, we had a lot of injuries in the summer and the offseason. Guys weren't healthy, and we haven't had a lot of injuries where guys are missing games. We've got guys missing some practices. So, now I'll say the new guys don't know what SEC play is all about either. There's going to be an acclimation period. These conference games are tough games. Like Vanderbilt, according to the net or Ken Palm or whatever analytics site you go to, was the worst team in the league. It's not an easy place to get a win. Stackhouse is a good coach and they run good stuff. I think our guys realize that. We jumped on them early, up 18 with 10 minutes to go in the first half, and guys thought it was going to be a breeze, and it ends up coming all the way down to the last possession of the game. It's not a breeze. So no games, whether they're home, on the road. You saw it with Arkansas has been one of the better teams in our league since I've gotten this league, and they're at home and took a big out. The conference games are tough games no matter who you play, whether they're at home or on the road. I mean, you look at LSU, Texas A&M, another one that. So our guys got to figure that out. There's no easy games, whether it's a home game, road game. We made it look easy last year at times, but that's not the way it typically is. It's, our guys got to get a little bit more killer instinct, and they got to understand that every possession is going to be a tough possession. And as soon as they let their foot off the gas, other teams are going to make a run, and that's what happened to us Saturday.
Let's go with Katie.
You basically just hit on this, but do you feel like Saturday was kind of a wake-up call for the new guys that haven't played in the SEC, about how tough the league is?
Yeah, I hope it's a wake-up call for everybody, including the returners, because we all contributed to that collapse after, we get up 33-15, we're up 18, and, we're humming along pretty well in the first 10 minutes, and then ball quit moving. Guys got a little bit selfish with it, in my opinion. We didn't score in the last 4 minutes of the half. We started driving it into double teams and tight quarters and turning it over. Our 16 turnovers hurt our defense and our offense both. So I hope it's a wake-up call for everybody that you have to keep playing the right way no matter what the score is, because stuff can flip in a hurry.
Let's finish up with Charlie here.
You guys have a common opponent in Clemson. Just what did you see from watching tape that South Carolina did well and maybe didn't do well against?
Yeah, Clemson beat us by, I think, 8 here, and they beat South Carolina by 5, I believe it was at Clemson too. So, we play differently, so it's hard to get too much from it. But it is the one common one, so you want to see what you can get out of it. They'll post up a lot more than we will. South Carolina will. They obviously play a lot slower. You can see that. They do want to take a lot of threes. We didn't do a great job with PJ Hall in the post. But we're going to have to do a lot better job with BJ Mack in the post than we did with PJ Hall. I think we've gotten a better plan knowing our personnel since then. We've also gotten a little tougher, hopefully. We also got to do a better job running them off the three-point line. I felt like we let a Joe Girard get off, particularly in the second half of that game where Michi Johnson's not going to be able to just come off ball screens and hit jumpers, or we're going to be in trouble like Joe Girard did. So I think, we got to do a better job making sure the other team's best players aren't the ones beating us. So we didn't do a good job of that against Clemson. Like, their better players came out and, got better than their average, and they beat us. Like, we got to keep Michi Johnson, BJ Mack, Cooper, those guys. We got to do Stu can really shoot it. We got to make sure those guys aren't the ones beating us. We got to make sure that their role players are having to make extra plays if they're going to beat us.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, appreciate it.